Former Senator Lila de Lima said, Duterte is being made to answer, not me, but to the victims, to their families, to a world that refuses to forget. This is not about vengeance. This is about justice finally taking its course. Sa kabilang banda, the Philippines reaffirmed that the arrest of former President complied with the Philippines' commitment to the Interpol. Our commitment received support from various civic and civil society organizations. Let me quote some of those statements. Former Senator Lila de Lima said, Duterte is being made to answer, not me, but to the victims, to their families, to a world that refuses to forget. This is not about vengeance. This is about justice finally taking its course. The Free Legal Assistance Group said it welcomes the issuance by the ICC of the warrant of arrest against Mr. Rodrigo Roa Duterte and the action taken by the Philippine authorities to enforce the warrant against Mr. Duterte. It is a significant step towards ensuring accountability for the extrajudicial killings committed during his administration in pursuit of the so-called war on drugs. The Commission on Human Rights meanwhile said, the pursuit of justice cannot be stalled. Every delay prolongs the suffering of those left behind. It bears repeating the truth cannot be silenced. Accountability must prevail over impunity. The Project Paghilom hailed Duterte's arrest as victory for justice. Sa mga nagsasabi na si Duterte ay inabuso, ito po, International Criminal Court, walang tao at bayan ang nagdidikta doon. Paano siya inabuso? Human Rights Watch Deputy Asia Director Byrony Lau also said former President Duterte's arrest and transfer to The Hague is a long overdue victory against impunity that could bring victims and their families a step closer to justice. Adding that, this momentous event sends a message to human rights abuses everywhere that one day they could be held to account. Handa na po tayong sumagot sa inyong mga katanungan.
First question, Eden Santos, Net25.
Yusek, good morning po. Tamang-tama siguro sa number 1 question yung tanong ko dahil kumusta na po ngayon kung meron kayong tuloy-tuloy na monitoring kay dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte, nasa na po siya at ano na po yung kanyang lagay?
Sa ating pagkakaalam, sa huling ulat po sa atin ay siya po ay nasa Dubai. At sa ngayon po naman po kasi ay nasa maganda naman po siyang kondisyon, meron po siyang kasama. Yung preferred nurse niya po, may kasama rin po siyang abogado at kanyang preferred na security.
Kasi po sa post po ng kanyang daughter na si Kitty Duterte, parang 8 hours daw pong biyahe, isang sandwich lang yung kanilang kinain.
Alamin po natin ang katotohanan po niyan.
Thank you.
Leth Narciso, DZRH.
Good morning, Yusek. May gagawin po ba ang pamahalaan para tulungan si former president? Kasi ang dating doon sa kanyang mga taga-suporta is basta natin ibinigay sa ICC.
Hindi. What do you mean po na
kung tutulungan po ng pamahalaan, may bibigyan na tulong?
Paano pong tulong ang dapat asahan kung meron po siyang sariling abogado? But anyway, meron man po tayong batasang RA 9851 kung saan sinasabi po, no, kahit po ang dating Pangulong Duterte ay masasabi pong dapat na usigin or kailangan magkaroon ng hearing sa ICC, hindi naman din po mapabayaan ng ating gobyerno, lalong-lalo na po kung ito ay tungkol sa kanyang karapatan. Sino man, kahit hindi po dating Pangulo, basta po Filipino, makakaasa po yan ng tulong sa ating pamahalaan.
May attend po ba o nag-reach out po ba mula sa kampo ni former president?
Wala pa po kaming natatanggap na anumang report patungkol dyan.
Clay Pardilla, BTV4.
morning po, Yusek. Yusek, what are the possible penalties and prison terms former President Duterte could face if convicted of the ICC's crime against humanity of murder? Thank you po.
Yes, based on the law, the penalty could reach up to 30 years imprisonment. But it depends upon the defenses that can be availed of by the former president.
Tuesday New, DCWB.
Good morning, Yusek. Kahapon po ay may mga sinasabi pa rin yung kampo ni dating Pangulong Duterte na he was denied of his right, especially yung medical attention. Hindi po ba naibigay sa kanya yung standard operating procedures na i-undergo siya ng medical examination upon his arrest?
Hindi po yan totoo. Dahil nung panahon po na siya po ay nasa kustodiya na po, talaga pong ang pagtrato po sa kanya ay hindi po lamang basta-basta. Tinrato pa rin po siya bilang Pilipino at bilang former president. Kompleto po ang kasamahan po doon, may mga doktor po, may mga nurse, nandun din po ang kanyang mga abogado. So wala pong katotohanan na hindi po nabigyan siya ng tamang atensyon, especially patungkol sa medical needs na kailangan po niya.
Hindi po ba yung request daw po na dalhin siya sa ospital dahil considering his health condition nga daw po kahapon na umaga hanggang gabi nag-travel, napagod, bumaba na yung blood sugar level, kinailangan daw sanang mai-ospital. Hindi po ba yun kasama doon sa medical attention na dapat ibigay daw sa kanya?
Kung ang nagsasabi naman po na doktor na nag-attend po sa kanya ay hindi naman po sinasabing critical ang kanyang kondisyon, hindi naman po kinakailangan siya idalhin sa hospital.
Thank you po.
Melvin Gascon, Inquirer.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Tanong ko lang po, now that the Philippine government has technically waived its right to prosecute former President Duterte at na-turn over na po siya sa ICC, would this be an admission somehow na parang dito po sa bansa hindi po niya or hindi po makakamit ng mga biktima ng war on drugs hustisya na kanila pong hinahanap?
There's no waiver yet of the right of the state to still run after him if there are other complainants in the country. It just so happened that there is already pending case before the ICC, and we are just complying and enforcing RA 9851, especially Section 17, wherein that the stating therein that instead the authorities may surrender or extradite suspected or accused persons in the Philippines to the appropriate international court, if any, or to any other state pursuant to the applicable extradition laws and treaties. So we have not yet waived the rights of the alleged victims here in the Philippines. They can still file cases.
Just follow up, ma'am. Paano po namin, ano pong i-expect namin na magiging policy po ng government sa pakikipagtulungan sa ICC pag mayroon pong mga upcoming requests, halimbawa, ganito rin po ba na it will be through the Interpol? Or
Opo, dahil hindi po tayo miyembro ng ICC, pakikipagtulungan lang po tayo sa Interpol at ganun pa rin po siguro ang senaryo, pero depende pa rin po sa magiging sitwasyon. Kung halimbawa po yung taong kailangan silbihan ng warrant of arrest ay voluntary namang mag-surrender, so may iba naman po yung sitwasyon. But still, we will comply with our commitment with the Interpol.
thank you, ma'am.
Crisel Insigne, IBC 13.
Yusek, may bearing pa po ba yung final po nila Attorney Panelo po na habeas corpus kaya nasa ICC na po si former President Duterte?
Supreme Court lamang po ang makakapagsabi niyan, but normally po, usually po, kapag po yung tao ay nasa ibang bansa na po at nadala na po, nagiging moot and academic yung issue. But depende pa po rin yan sa Supreme Court. Hindi po natin pwedeng pangunahan kung ano po ang magiging decision ng Supreme Court dito.
Follow up lang po, Yusek. Lumipad na po si VP po papuntang Netherlands. Sino po yung nakapag-clearance to travel po ba siya?
Hindi po namin alam kung nakapag-clearance siya. Madalas naman po yata siyang umalis ng walang clearance. Hindi ko po, I'm sorry for that. Hindi po natin, wala po tayong information on that.
Thank you po.
Alvin Baltazar, Radyo Pilipinas.
Yusek, magandang umaga po. Yusek, nabanggit nyo kanina yung support doon sa naging desisyon ng gobyerno natin na i-turnover sa through Interpol sa ICC, Pangulong Duterte. Ang nabanggit nyo kanina, a group of lawyers, pagtapos yung mga victims. Pero how do you assess the public's assessment doon sa naging hakbang ng ating pamahalaan?
Ano po ba yung naging public sentiments? Ano po yung, sabi niyo po yung may sentimiento ng publiko. Ano po ba yung sinasabi niyo sentimiento?
Yung assessment po natin.
Ang assessment
Yung
natin.
assessment po natin.
Okay.
Ang tungkol.
Kung anong sentimiento ng tao.
In general,
In general,
do we gain support doon sa naging asya?
kung pag-uusapan po natin ay pagbibigay ng hustisya at pagko-comply sa tamang batas, mas maiintindihan po ng taong bayan kung naging tama po ba yung naging hakbang ng administrasyon. So ang mas maganda lamang po dito ay malaman nila kung paano ba ito nagsimula. Bakit nagkaroon ng warrant of arrest? Bakit kailangan makipag-ugnayan sa Interpol? Kapag po kasi ang nakikitang naratibo ay puro nakakaawa ang dating Pangulong Duterte, nandun na po tayo sa may bandang dulo eh. Dapat simulan natin bakit nga ba nagkaroon ng kaso sa ICC? Bakit nagkaroon ng warrant of arrest? Sino ba ang nagsampa ng kaso sa ICC? Kailan ba tumiwalag ang bansa sa ICC? Hindi pa po ba nung nagkapagsampa na ng kaso, ito mga biktima, di umanong biktima ng Pangulo? Dapat yun po sana ang masimulan sa taong bayan para maintindihan nila kung bakit kinakailangan po na mangyari ang ganito. Bakit kinakailangan din po tayong mag-comply sa ating commitment to the Interpol. So, sa akin pong palagay, kapag ka po naintindihan nila ito lahat, magiging positibo naman po ang tanaw nila sa ginawa po ng administrasyon.
Salamat po, Yusek.
H1 Quevedo, Daily Tribune.
Good morning, Yusek. There are concerns po that the former president was not given his day in court before being extradited. There are questions po within the time frame of his arrest, then the turnover po, departing the Philippines going to The Hague. It is also a concern po. Is this normal po ba with the situation like what happened po yesterday?
Okay, he was not extradited in the first place. He was surrendered. It would be different from to surrender and to extradite. So I just have to correct on that. It is regular. What we did, what the government did was regular. It is based on the law, based on our own law, RA 9851. If you will say that it is normal, I can say it is, but this is the first time that we did this. So if you did everything based on the law, I think there could be no question on that.
Follow up lang po, ma'am. On the next possible warrants on the other named caucus, as mentioned by Attorney Cristina Conti, will the Philippines push another coordination with Interpol? Just a clarification lang po na the same po ng movement as the events yesterday.
Katulad po sinabi natin, as of now, wala po kami nare-receive na anumang information kung meron pa pong darating na warrant of arrest through the Interpol. Kung meron man po, ganun pa rin po ang magiging tugon namin. Kapag hiningi po ng Interpol ang tulong ng administrasyon, tutugon pa rin po tayo. Sabi nga rin po natin, magiging iba po siguro yung sitwasyon kung yung mga tao na maaaring maging subject of a warrant of arrest ay kusang magsusurrender. Hindi na po siguro kakailanganin yung naging drama po kahapon.
Last na lang po, Yusek, from me. Is the Philippines considering to rejoin the ICC?
As of now po, we have not, there's no discussion on that. We will just cross the bridge when we get there. Wala pa po, as of now.
Thank you, Yusek.
Maricar Sargan, Brigada FM.
Good morning, Yusek. Sa ambush interview po kagabi ni VP Sara, binanggit niya na yung pag-aresto kay dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte is parang state kidnapping daw po. Any reaction from the palace?
State kidnapping. What does he mean by that? Or what does she mean by that? State kidnapping. Well, I guess I have to stick with the word kidnapping. Ano-ano po ba yung elements ng kidnapping? Diba? Pagkuha ng sapilitan ng walang otoridad. Yung pinakasimple. Yan ang pinakasimple para sa taong bayan. Unang-una po, paano po magiging kidnapping? Kung may warrant of arrest. It was issued by an authority, by the court. Kapag ka po meron ng issuance ng anumang order from the court, we have to comply. Especially sa ating po nangyari ay through Interpol. Hindi po pwedeng kapag ka po nagsuserve ang sino mang otoridad, let's say sheriff, atin na lang po itong tatalikuran or ating sasaktan o ating susuntukin. Hindi po pwedeng ganun. Kung ano po ang nandiyan at legal po na masasabi nating order from the court, we should abide. No? We should abide by that. So wala po akong nakikitang kidnapping dahil hindi nga po ito sa puwersahan at lahat po ng elemento na dapat pong gamitin para maging masabing valid yung warrant of arrest at yung paghingi ng assistance ng Interpol ay nandiyan naman po. Kompleto po tayo ng papel.
Christian Yasores, Radyo 630.
Good morning, Yusek. May we ask lang po yung siguro reaction ng palasyo o ng Pangulo doon sa statement naman po ng kanyang kapatid na si Senator Amy Marcos na nadismaya po doon at naawa sa pag-aresto kay Duterte. Ang sabi po niya, hindi na raw tayo natuto at gulo lang ang itutulot nito. Wala rin anyang pakinabang sa mga naghihirap na Pilipino ang pag-aresto. It also even reminded her daw sa kanilang ama, the late President Marcos Sr. noong 1986. I guess she was referring when the late President was ousted. Ano po sagot dito ng palasyo o ng Pangulo?
Nung tinanong po natin ang Pangulo dyan ay hindi pa po niya napanood ito at hindi niya rin po niya panabasa. So as of the moment, wala pong reaksyon ang Pangulo patungkol dyan.
Thank you po.
Sam Medinilla, Business Mirror.
Good morning po, ma'am.
Morning.
Yung regarding lang po dun sa follow-up dun sa question ni Sir